Hello. Hello.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Sundar
Good morning.
Murthy, Muhammad Bilal. How are you guys?
Yes.
How are you all?
Yeah, fine. Just a minute, our colleague will join.
Okay.
Recording in progress.
Hmm.
खांसी के लिए सिरप है सुदूरी।
में क्या दिया join audio lo mana ಅದು ಬಗ join with computer audio okay ಅವಳ
Hello, good morning.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
yes
Yeah. So, has everyone joined here now, or shall we wait for someone?
no all three is present now we can start.
Okay. So that's all right.
Yes
Okay. Okay. So, good morning, everyone. How are you all? All good?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning,
Yes,
good morning.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. So now we are going to do the ISO 45001 2018 awareness training. Okay, so I hope that you are all already aware about it, but still you just wanted certain glance here, right? So can you please tell me what are all your expectations for today's training? Something like, have you kept any expectation that okay, today we'll be able to learn this, or else just for compliance purpose you are all learning? So, do you have any specific expectations?
So we
Hello?
want to know the management system.
Okay, okay. So that is so that's the
Okay.
only objective that you all have, or is there anything more specific to related to that?
We have a requirement from Aldar, our client.
Requirement from your client also.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so that's the concept, huh? Okay. So anyways, this training is going to be until 12 o'clock only. 12 o'clock, right? Because Sharad already would have told you, right? It's only till 12. Hello?
Yeah, no problem, no problem.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So within this, actually, can you please tell me, like, introduce about yourself? What's your name, plus what are you working with? Like, what is the department that you're working for? Something like that.
Yeah, I will introduce myself. My name is Sundaramurthy. I'm HS engineer from Nbiz Emirates. Past 3 years we are working here.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hi, Charlie is here. Charlie, electrical Charlie
My
is
name
here.
is.
Mr.
Can you hear
Charlie,
me?
I think you are so far away from the mobile phone or the laptop.
ಇದು ಇದಾನ್ ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. Now it's okay.
Yeah, Charlie here. Pradeep electrical is here.
No, it's like echoing. So much of echo, distortion.
We have question. அவங்க இப்ப இண்டக்ஷனுக்கு என்ன பண்ணலாம்
Ajish.
Okay, hello, Mr. Charlie, are you there or? Okay, anyways, who is the next? Can you please tell me about yourself?
My name is Muhammad Bilal, and I'm working as a safety officer in Nbiz Emirates from last 8 years.
Okay. Okay, so all are safety professionals, right? So definitely you would have already known about the ISO 45001 2018. So it's going to be somewhat easy, however. Okay. Now let's look on to the actual training now.
பின்னாடி தான் நம்ம ஆபீஸ் இருந்தது
So let's start with the ISO first foundation date. Okay. So this international standard, basically ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization. It's not international standard organization. Basically, ISO stands for International Organization for Standardization, which is quite opposite. Okay. So it was basically founded in 1947 and it is an independent non-governmental international organization also. There is a total of 22,000 standards which has been published as of now. Okay. and the headquarters is actually placed in Geneva, Switzerland. So this is the small introduction about the ISO itself. Okay. Now, basically, ISO comes out with the abbreviation. Okay. So, different countries, as I told, there is a total of 22,000 standards. Okay. And there is a total of 158 plus members. Members in the sense like 158 plus countries have been following the ISO. And these are all the specific terms which are used in different various countries. Okay. Whatever the country is, okay, the common word ISO comes out from a Greek word, okay, and it is basically known as equality, showing the equality. Whatever the country, whatever the language, it is also always ISO. Erika, 1 second. Did you inform about the training for today?
I also messaged. I
When?
informed yesterday when we get back here. Then I also messaged.
Yesterday itself.
No, I messaged him. I informed yesterday.
So whatever the country, whatever the language, it is always ISO. Okay. So now let's look onto the management system. Okay. Now what is a management system? Management system in the sense it does not depend upon the size of the organization. Okay. No matter what size of the organization is. Okay. The thing is, if it is coming inside a management system means literally each and every substance, like each and every activities involved, all the activities which is involved under the scope of work comes up with the management system and the framework of the procedures and the processes which is being done. Okay. And in order to fulfill the objectives at the starting, like each and every management will be undergoing through the objectives and targets, right? So it comes out with the framework. The framework will be created by the processes and the procedures which is been developed by the management itself. Okay. And basically this management system is used in order to make things work, facilitate the international trade as well. How does it facilitate the international trade? Because dependent upon this management system, the international trade is being organized here all over the world. Okay. So how is it organized in the sense, let's say for example, you are taking a standard management system by which you will be getting a global recognition. Global recognition means you can say it like a marketing. Okay. Let's say, for example, from your company itself, definitely you would have got ISO 9, 14, 45, all those certifications. So even if you are going and checking it on your mail, let's say for example you are going to send me an official mail from your company mail address. Okay. So your company at the end you can see the digital e-signature of yourself, and if you are going below that you can find out that there will be certain ISO standards mentioned there. So what is the ultimate motive of mentioning all those ISO standards? It is in order to recognize, like provide some recognition that okay, this is what our standard is and we have been following this. Likewise you are going to make as a recognition, that's all. Okay. Now examples of management system: ISO 9, 14, 45, 50, 31,001, 27,301. There are lots and lots of ISO standards. Basically ISO standards, it is an independent body, right? So it does not says that you have to take this ISO standard, or never, it never forces you. What we are doing is, see, same as now you are doing or complying a client requirement in order to take the ISO awareness training. So same likewise, either the clients will be required, most probably the clients are the one who put the ISO requirement in the first, that I need the HSE engineer or the HSE officer to be trained with the ISO awareness, or else they must always get to know what is an ISO 45,001 in order to follow, or in order to follow the UNOC HSE rules and regulations. Likewise, we are putting it in the demand and we are following that as a compliance. That's all. Okay. But never, ISO never ask you that you will have to again and again comply, again and again you need to take the auditor course. It's not up to an ISO standard body. Okay. They have issued a standard by which the certification body is adapting the standard and spreading the positive work culture. So that's all about the ISO. The purpose or the intended use of the ISO is this much only. Okay. Are you all understanding? Is it clear?
Yeah,
Yes,
clear.
yes, yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Now, basically, ISO works on with the high level structure. Okay. Now, what is a high level structure? If you ask me, I'll tell you that high level structure is previously we have seen these are all the ISO standards now, right? One second. So these are all the ISO standards, and there are preferably like the most common standards. These are all. Let's say, for example, quality, health and safety, environment, energy, risk management, food safety, information security. Likewise, these are all the important standards, business continuity. So, whatever are all important and whatever is very mandatory for an organization to run in order to attain their global market. Okay. So, these standards previously it was all totally shuffled with other things. Same as, let's say, for example, OSHAD has been recently converted to ADOS. You know about that, right?
Yes.
Yeah. But is there any
Yes.
changes from the OSHAD and ADOS? Literally in the mechanism or the score or the code of practice, is there any change? No change. But where is the actual change? They have just changed the body. Now Adarsh is directly coming under ADPHC. That's all, right? Under some SRAs,
Yes.
same concept, but it is not an individual. Previously, it was an individual OSHA, but now it comes under ADPHC, right? So this is what the update is, and according to that update, what they have done, they have changed all the templates as of July 15, 2024. V 4.0. They have just changed the template, the colorings, but inside the content now, there is no changes as of now, right? No change, literally zero change. But still, we need to
Mm.
follow all those systems, right? Because there is an update from the SRMH. Of course, we also need to update our documents. That is what our policy, or else that is what the compliance says. Correct or not? Even we would have got the mail that
Yes.
by the end of December you will have to change this thing, blah blah blah. Likewise, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
yeah,
Yes. Yes.
so that is about the ADOS. Now, in comparatively to the ISO, these are all again a change because previously we were all changing the clause here and there. It was totally shuffled, but now it has been come under one high level structure, which is called as the PDCA high level structure. Plan, do, check, and act. Okay, just give me 1 minute. I'll carry on. Okay, just 1 minute.
Okay. 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 இரு. Speaker on.
Okay. So this is about the high level structure now. Yeah. Second. Okay. So now about the high level structure, as I mentioned, PDCA, plan, do, check, and act. So according to this PDCA cycle, there are a total of four things. Okay. Actually, PDCA cycle, which means you can easily, the purpose of implementing this high level structure is to make us remember the things. Okay. That's the main intention of creating this high level structure. So how, like what to remember, I'll tell you now. Okay. Basically, the ISO standard comes out with 10 clause. Okay. There is a total of 10 clauses starting from scope, normative reference, okay, terms and definitions. All these things comes at the first three. Next is the next one goes with the uh, leadership, sorry, not leadership, context of the organization. Okay, so see here, there is context of the organization, leadership. Okay, and then there is actually, as per the PDCA cycle, everything runs out on the presence of a leader, right? If the leadership is not maintained well, or else if the leadership is not well settled, in the sense the organization or the management will go shut off. Okay, so leadership comes as the center here now. Now, along with that, there are support operation, planning, performance evaluation, and the improvement also, which is involved with the PDCA cycle. Okay, so let's go with the planning. Okay, so you can see PDCA, which is the abbreviation of plan, do, check, and act. Okay, so P basically stands for planning. So what are all the plans that I'll create, like going on with the legal compliance, creating the legal, sorry, risk register, finding out like whatever is there as a preventive measure. Okay, those are all coming under the planning. Okay, so let's say establish according to plan, establishing the objectives of the OSHMS, determine the resources. What are all the resources that we need to do? It is also a kind of plan. And then determine and address risk and opportunities. So these are all the three things, major things that we will be doing with the planning. Next is support and operation. Support and operation, which means do, it goes with the do. For the do, we are going to implement. Already we have collected the resources. Now we are going to implement it. Okay. So that is implement, which was planned. Next one is the performance evaluation, which is called as the check. Performance evaluation means what? Now it is called as the monitoring and measuring of the processes. And at the end, act. Act means we are continuing improving our own management system. Okay. So whatever the actions that we are taking comes out with the act. Okay. So that is what plan, do, check, and act mean. Okay. We are doing the plan. Okay. We are setting out the objectives. We are collecting the resources. We are evaluating the risk. And then we are implementing whatever was planned. Monitor and measure, in the sense we are actually checking the performance evaluation and all those stuffs. And finally, we are taking actions to improve the performance as necessary. So this is the ultimate meaning of the high level structure. Okay, this is what PDCA is termed with. Okay.
Okay.
So now, management system principles. There is, you can see, these are all the common principles, you can say. The purpose of adapting a management system, the first thing is customer focus. We will always be oriented with the customers now, right? The customer focus will be like a priority for us. Customer focus, leadership. Leadership, already I told you with the previous PDCA high level structure itself. Leadership is the one which stands is the in the middle, and then engagement of people. We are trying to get engaged with the people in order to know their needs. Okay, find out whether their needs was satisfied or not. Okay, if not, we will be able to find out the opportunities for improvement. Okay, Likewise, I'm finding it out. So that is the engagement of people, and then goes with the process approach, improvement, evidence-based decision making, and relationship management. So these are all the major principles of the management system. Okay. Now, let's say ISO 45001. Why do we need to take ISO 45001? Okay. So the purpose, main purpose of taking the ISO 45001 in real is ஸ்கேன் பண்ணி வாங்கிறாங்க. அப்படியா? Okay. Guys, can you please do one thing? Can you all type your name in the chat box as you want it in the certificate? Can you please type your names in the chat box?
Only the name?
Okay. Now let's just carry on. Okay. So the purpose of taking this ISO 45001, first of all, as we know, the first purpose is to maintain the, it's not like a standard requirement, just to maintain or show the organization, other, like in front of the competitors, that yes, we are also standardized. In that way, we are trying to like do some publicity. This is the first main reason for an organization. Okay. Now the next one is, as per the Sensex, there is a total of 7,600 people die each year. Okay. And this is what the ILO has given us, the death declaration rate out of the health and safety related accidents. Okay. So recently, what we need to do is, the purpose of bringing this ISO implementation is, first of all, the documentation one. Okay. The second one is the implementation. Okay. Because most companies are very well organized with their documentation, but when it comes out with the implementation, it is totally blank. Okay, implementation in the sense, whatever we have documented or whatever the procedures are been involved, we are just trying to implement those procedures here. Okay, so that's what the major purpose of using this is. Okay. Now, ISO 45001 is basically an ISO standard which was published recently by the year of 2018. Already it was OSHA's 18001, But when it came with ISO 45001, it is the recent publishment. And as of now, there is no standard change. That is since 2018. So 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, almost 6 years has finished now, almost. But still, like 6 years plus now it's seventh year. Now total, it's going to finish for 7 years, but still there is no change as of now. Okay. So the goal of ISO 45001 is to reduce the injuries and diseases. So how do we calculate whether our goals has been accomplished or not? Basically, ISO 45001 sets a specific clause where you can see or plan for the objectives and targets. According to the objectives and targets, it will be measured with the SMART objectives and target. SMART objectives and target are, do you guys know about the SMART? Already you would have known about it, right? SMART objectives and targets. Hello?
Can you explain?
SMART objectives and targets? Okay.
Yes.
SMART objectives and targets means basically it is an abbreviation. Okay. So in the abbreviation, like this is what the ISO recommends you to create an objective and target, which is actually oriented with the SMART. Okay, SMART abbreviation. S stands for specific. Okay. M stands for measurable. Okay. A stands for analytical. Okay. R stands for realistic, and T stands for time bound. Okay. So SMART. So this is what the SMART objectives is. So let's say for example, I have an objective. I'll just tell you an example. Okay. So by the end of, like, from my company XXX, we have an objective that we need to reduce our disease rate or the accident rate by 10 percentage within the end of this year. Okay. And it will be monitored by the Health and Safety Administration. So in this way, I have created the objectives. Okay, objectives and target. So now tell me, is it specific with what I have told? Yes, I am specific with the information that I am setting an objective and target where I need to reduce two things. One is the disease, plus the second one is the accident rate. Okay, I am specific with that. Now tell me whether it is measurable or not, because I have told at the end of the year, the health and safety representative will be measuring it. Okay, so now it is measurable. Now, A means actual. Is it actually implemented or not? So, actually implemented means I will be starting to monitor, and those results will be the result of the actual thing. Okay. Now, and then R which means it is realistic. Okay, realistic in the sense, um, when it comes to the reality, okay, maybe you have the plan, but maybe you will not be accomplishing it as well. Okay, so now if it is not accomplished, why not accomplished? That's what I'll be trying to find it out, right? So in this way, the R is also done. Reasonable means, is it coming, is it reasonable, like 10 percentage of the accident and incident, is it reasonable, is it happening really? So likewise, I am doing, like I am trying to find out the R objective. And then the last one is the time bound. What time bound I have made? The time bound is one complete year. Okay. So in this way, I'm trying to do the SMART. And whatever the objectives that you are creating every year, you need to just evaluate it. Each and every objective, you need to just evaluate it according to the SMART concept. Okay. So this is the thing for the SMART. Is everyone clear now?
Yeah, it's
Yes.
clear.
Okay. Okay, now we'll look onto the key structure of the changes from the OSHA's 18,001. Previously, as I mentioned, it was 18,001. Now it is 45,001. which comes with the March edition, March 2018 edition. Okay.
Yes.
So, structure of international standard. We have totally changed the Annex SL, which is, I told you, the high level structure, the PDC way. Do you remember? Just before 3 slides before we saw that. Okay. And then here there are inclusion with the organizational context, leadership and the worker participation. Because for the last ISO 18001 OSHAs, it was not involved with the workers participation or the leadership. The leadership and the worker participation was considered as the last opinion. But now it is prioritized, and that's why for each clause the leadership comes in the front. It actually unites all the other clauses as well. Okay, so this is an update. And then consultation and participation of worker, because previously workers were never been consulted, but now they are all consulted as well. Okay, so consultation and participation is involved here now. And then risk based thinking, communication. Okay, and then outsourcing procurement and contractors, documented information. Okay, previously it was all mentioned, but the documented information were totally neglected at that time. Now whatever we are doing, everything has to be documented and submitted as evidence, right? So that comes as an importance as well now. Okay, so this is what the recent updates with the OSHAs to ISO 45001 2018. Okay. Now, no matter what the ISO is, okay, whether it is 9, 14, 45, as I told you previously, there are lots and lots of management systems. So the purpose of bringing the Annex SL together is to unite the management system by following one high level structure, which is the PDCA cycle. Okay.